check the surface moisture before we start applying the epoxy. We're going to do this section today. Surface moisture is 0. Let's go lower. Perfect. Let's try a bit the comparative now. Dry mix. It's very good to know how wet is the boat. It has a function in GRP. That's what we have. And then you have surface moisture and also for hardwood.
Here we see Ian preparing all the equipment and material that he needed for this job, and also make sure all the rollers are clean and all the equipment and epoxy is nearby for easy access. He started off by spraying with acetone, so he cleaned it as you can see, and make sure it's nice and dry and no dust is on the hull before starting the job. So first you start by applying epoxy, one coat of epoxy, and then you let it sit for about 20 minutes before you apply the second coat, and that's when you start applying the material after the second coat of epoxy.
So I finished port side. It was a mission with the 450 layer. Didn't stick with the tape, it's quite heavy. I had to cut it in two, but I managed to close up in time before it dried on me. It's good that I started on the shade part. Now on the other side, due to this problem, because what I did, I had a 1300 biaxial, 450 biaxial and 300 biaxial. Now to avoid this problem again, I'm gonna start with the 450 on the other side. So normally I prefer to start with the 300, but in this case there's no chance on my own. So I will slap the 450 like I did with the 300 for the first one, put then put two 300s, because it was quite a mission, and I'm feeling very lucky that I managed to close it in time and without having to throw any material away as well. If I just had one person just to hold me one side, you know, but unfortunately I'm on my own. But we did it. I'm happy. The result's not looking bad as well. There's no bubbles or whatsoever. I didn't put the release cloth as I was pretty tired now, but it's quite smooth, just a light sand and a affair with the flout. Okay guys, I'm gonna have a small break and start the other.
Here we can see Ian preparing to start laminating with the fiberglass the stern part, after finishing off the bow part and the stern bit, the small one, where you can see the fairing. Since I was working alone and it's very hard to hold the fiberglass in place to put the epoxy, he started using a method with the tape. So with the tape you can put the 3 layers hooked up on the tape, and then all you have to do is lower down each layer at a time.
Coat of epoxy applied. I have the 450 hanging there. I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. Now I'm in the shade, good. It's good that I work this way. And I'm gonna start. Just finish the other side. Unfortunately it was more difficult than port side, but it came out good. Port side almost dry now. Both sides ready. So we have the stern now almost ready from inside and outside. The bow is almost ready as well. Slowly we get there. Wish to finish in time before dark. I'm gonna pack up and go.